in this movie, what we're going to do is modify our menu here. So this menu data comes from the information in our database. So this drop-down menu, our database information, will populate that with all of our tours. As we update our tour information with new tours or delete tours, this will automatically update on our website. So how do we go about doing that? Well, first of all, let's take a look at our tours table. And what we need to do is decide what we're going to use for data for that menu. And we do have the tour name listed here. And that is the information that I want the user to be able to see within this menu. So the first thing we need to do is pull that tour name information out of the database. Now, the other piece of information we want is internally, we reference our tours based on tour ID, not tour name. So what I want to receive when the user fills out the form is the tour ID. What I want the user to see when they choose a tour is the name of the tour. So those two pieces of information we need to pull out of the database, and then we can populate this menu with that information. So let's go over to the bindings panel, and we'll create a record set to pull that information out of the database. So we'll build a record set. We'll call this one Q Tour Menu because we're using it for our tour menu. We only have one connection, the Unique Vacations database, and the table we know is the Tours table. I'm going to click on Selected in the columns because I only want two pieces of data, and I'll hold Control down to select those two. And I want all of our tours to be listed in alphabetical order in our menu. I'll go ahead and test this. There's my tour ID and tour name. This is what the user will see. This is the information we will receive from the user. So I'll click OK on that and OK. Now that we have that record set available to us for the page, what we need to do is take care of this menu here. So first thing first, we need to put inside this area, inside this menu, we need to get rid of the static options. And I'm going to close this out, select my menu, and reopen properties. I did that just to make selecting that menu a little bit easier. So I will go out and click List Values now that I have that menu selected, and simply hit the minus sign to get rid of these static options. This is where we want our database data to go. Click OK, and we should now not see anything in this area, and we'll clear out our menu. You can see it's empty. We're now going to populate that with our dynamic data, and this dynamic button will give us access to this record set. So click Dynamic. What we're going to do is choose that record set, Q Tour Menu. The value is going to be the tour ID. That's the information we want to receive. The label will be tour name. Now I need to select that value from my record set, so I'll click this, choose tour ID, and you can see there's some coding put down here. I'll click OK. That coding pops into this area, and we will click OK one more time. Our menu should be set. Let's take a look at our menu. Now, you're not going to see anything occur in Dreamweaver, specifically in Design View. So let's take it right out to the browser, and there's our menu information. So we just populated our tour name with all of the tours within the database. And if I go ahead and select a tour, I'll fill this out and say, I want more information. I'll click Contact Us, and our tour name should go in here. But right now, this is listed as topic. So there's a correction. This form has been modified, so we need to plug in tour name here if we're going to print this out to the page to the user. So topic needs to be changed and modified, and we would have to do that anyway, so we can go back and modify that piece. But I'm going to look at the action page in a separate movie. All we wanted to do in this movie was set up our tour name and pull it from the database. Now, as long as our database is up to date, so is our menu in our contact form.